What if everything you were told about life was a lie? They said if you go to school, get a good job, find someone to marry and settle down, you'd be happy. But here you are, educated, employed, maybe even married, and still something feels wrong. Like there's a hole no achievement can fill, like you're living someone else's life and calling it purpose. You scroll through Instagram, you see people winning, you smile, but inside, you feel behind, confused, lost. You wonder, am I broken? You're not broken. You were just given a blueprint that doesn't build your truth, and you're not the only one. Thousands of people wake up every day asking, why do I feel empty when I've done everything I was told to do? Because the life they sold you was designed to keep you busy, obedient, and distracted, but not free. And now, the illusion is cracking. The system never wanted you to think, just to follow. If you've ever questioned the path, doubted the plan, or felt like you were meant for more, you're not crazy, you're waking up. And in this video, we're pulling the curtain all the way back. They told us the formula: go to school, get good grades, secure a respectable job, get married before 30, have kids, build a family, live happily ever after. They made it sound like a guarantee. Like if you followed this path, life would reward you. Like happiness was waiting at the finish line. But the truth? That formula was never made for you. It was made for a society that needed obedient workers, silent wives, and children who wouldn't ask questions. Now people are waking up at 30, 35, 40, and realizing they have everything they were told to chase, and still feel nothing. Burnt out at jobs they hate, trapped in marriages built on pressure, not connection, in debt from a degree that never paid off, disconnected from themselves, and the worst part, they blame themselves like they did something wrong by believing in the plan, but it wasn't your fault. The lie was systemic. They taught you how to memorize equations, but never how to understand yourself. They praised you for being quiet in class, but never for speaking your truth. They trained you to be desirable, but never how to love yourself. As James Baldwin once said, the most dangerous creation of any society is the man who has nothing to lose. Even our dreams were sold to us. We were told to want things, cars, status, weddings, not because we truly desired them, but because validation was the new oxygen. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Now that you see the lie, you can begin to search for your own truth. From the time we're young, we're told to be good. Be a good girl, be a good boy, smile, say thank you, get high marks, dress nice, don't talk back. But who defines good? Over time, we start performing, not for ourselves, but for them. Parents, teachers, culture, religion, society, social media. We chase approval like it's oxygen. And the more we get it, the more addicted we become. Likes, compliments, retweets, admiration. It feels good. But deep inside, something starts to rot. Because when you start living for validation, you stop living for you. You post the photo not because it's you, but because you know it'll get attention. You wear the makeup, the clothes, not for expression, but for approval. You stay in relationships not out of love, but out of fear. Who will I be if I'm no longer wanted? You become an actor in your own life, afraid to take off the mask. As Brené Brown said, fitting in is about assessing a situation and becoming who you need to be in order to be accepted. Belonging doesn't require us to change who we are, it requires us to be who we are. But for most people, fitting in becomes the only goal. We measure success in followers, not in fulfillment. And slowly our inner voice gets quieter, until we forget what it sounds like. Think about it. How many decisions have you made just to be liked? How much of your identity is built on performance? And the scariest part, you might not even realize you're doing it. Because validation is sneaky. It disguises itself as confidence. But real confidence is quiet. It comes from knowing who you are. even when nobody claps. The trap is deep, especially in a world where appearance is currency. But the escape is possible. It begins with a question. If nobody was watching me, would I still live this way? If the answer is no, you're not living, you're performing. And you deserve more than applause. You deserve authenticity. You deserve to take the mask off and be loved as you. Not the filtered version, not the curated story. You. We don't talk about it enough. But one of the greatest fears people carry is this: being alone. Not physically, emotionally, spiritually, existentially. We're terrified of silence, because in the silence we start to hear ourselves. So we stay busy. We stay in relationships that don't serve us. We say yes to people we outgrew years ago. Why? Because being alone feels like failure. Society paints solitude as loneliness, as if not being chosen means you're not worthy. But here's the truth. Being alone is not a punishment, it's preparation. Solitude is where clarity is born. It's where you meet yourself. As Rupi Kaur wrote, if you were born with the weakness to fall, you were born with the strength to rise. Think of the caterpillar. It doesn't transform in a crowd. It disappears, alone, and emerges with wings. As Lao Tzu said, he who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is mighty. Alone doesn't mean unloved. It means undistracted. It means healing. Being alone isn't the enemy. It's the doorway to becoming unshakable. We live in a world obsessed with progress. But what if I told you, most people are just moving, not evolving. They're chasing goals they don't understand, wearing success like a costume that doesn't fit. The job, the degree, the followers. They feel like progress. But if the soul isn't growing, you're not progressing, you're performing. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. True progress is quiet. It looks like healing trauma. It looks like saying no. It looks like peace over performance. As James Clear put it, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Ask yourself, is your life a reflection of your truth or a product of your programming? The illusion is seductive, but awakening, that's real power. If this video stirred something inside you, good. We've unpacked a lot. The mindset traps, the fear, the illusion. It all comes back to one thing: disconnection. But alignment is still possible. Listen to your body, to your intuition, to the part of you that knows what's real. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest. If today was your first step, that's enough. Now imagine what the next 30 days could look like. If you stopped performing, stopped running, stopped shrinking, and just started living. Like, subscribe, share this with someone who's ready to wake up. Your next chapter starts right now.